Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of Last Resort Fabrication. And today we're going to cover Stack Fab. Is Stack Fab a fad? Stack Fab a fad? Stack Fab...
That's all, folks.
Is Stack Fab a fad? And no, it's not. It's here to stay. So we may as well learn how to properly use Stack Fab, when to use it, and how to make it more efficient. Some of the concerns that some of the owners and fabricators have is that there's a lot of waste of material, so we're going to have a little trick to get rid of that problem. And we're going to also have a little tutorial on how I like to lay out and when I choose to do Stack Fab and when I don't. And you can mix and match. Just because you're doing a Stack Fab project, you don't have to do the whole thing Stack Fab. You can break it up into pieces, and that's one of the tricks we're going to talk about to make it more efficient. This here is a little project that I made when I was at a Mobile Solutions training with Brian Schmidt. And as you can see, it's got some really cool shapes. It's arced in this direction, it's curved, it's got lots of little pieces. And this was actually built as a basic Stack Fab. This project has a lot of layers to it that we build up and then machine down using a series of bits. And what that does is that provides a really flexible way of building projects. So why did we choose to build projects like this? Well, when we're doing Stack Fab, imagine designing a project like a 3D printer, or if it's easier to imagine, how a bricklayer would build a home. You start with your foundation and you slowly build out, going around and around, layering in your pieces and making it all fit together, and then factoring in little details, and you're printing it kind of in 3 dimensions. So you're, just as you see a 3D printer printing projects, it's going to be the same idea. You're going to start from the bottom and work your way up. Or sometimes it's the opposite, where you're starting on the side, but you're still laying out the project so that it's slowly building outwards. So on this project, we're choosing to use this beautiful JLC7 component set. It's a 3-way. And on this build, with this beautiful speaker, we need to make this special. It's a special speaker, and it needs a good home. And what's the best way we can build that speaker a good home is we're going to build it so that that speaker is in a PVC, expanded PVC or Sintra mount that is made of this waterproof material that's going to keep it safe, and it's not going to warp with moisture and humidity. Now we also did a few cool things. So instead of being flat, this sits in the door like this. So that speaker is now turned what's called on axis. So what that does is, instead of the speaker firing towards our knee, we're turning that speaker and tilting it at the same time and pointing it towards our ears as best as we have room for. Obviously we can't without modifying the exterior door panel, which we don't want to do in this particular build. It has to look very factory. So what we're going to do is we're going to build it up and tilt it, and then we also allowed for lots of little details. So we have a waveguide on the back side of this that's been beveled in here. This is a little relief that in the new aluminum body F-150s, there is a door mechanism that interferes with the door speaker. So this relief was designed to let that clear. And when we have all these different components come together, what we get is a really special mount that was only really able to have all this detail built into it by producing a Stack Fab piece. So we put the angle on by using the SFF animal, and we use this with a surfacing bit, and this is the surfacing bit here. It looks really mean. So it has multiple blades on multiple sides, and this is what allows us to surface. Now I will be doing a project in the future, but we're just talking about Stack Fab today, so we're not going to get too far into animal, but that's what I did to put this cool angle on this, to be able to change and put that speaker on axis so that it's pointing towards us. But this project would have been impossible to build. I mean, even using fiberglass and stuff, it would have taken days instead of hours. So this is the type of thing that you can do with stack fab. You just have to open your mind and imagine you're building it like a 3D printer would. And that's what's going to let you build these really cool pieces that's going to open up a new avenue that makes your installs cleaner, better, and smarter. Not only that, now that we have the templates for this, my next time I get a customer in, and it doesn't have to be a C7, I could make the ring a little different size. Any 6.5-inch component speaker in a Ford, now I have an on-axis panel that I can sell to that customer.
We're not gonna let this money change us.
At the beginning of this video, I spoke about how to be efficient, to make sure that our bosses get that timeshare in Mexico or the Porsche they've always wanted. And in order to do that, we gotta save some materials. And the best way to save materials when you're stack fabbing is to interlock our pieces. So what we're gonna do is take our shape like this simple box design, and we're gonna break it in half. And that's gonna give us 2 C's, and we can interlock those pieces on our wood, and then when we stack fab them, we'll glue them back together, but we're still gonna have a nice clean shape and clean lines, but we're gonna have a lot less wasted material. And this is really important, that we don't use up sheets and sheets and sheets of wood for no reason at all. So here we have our 2 pieces, and now it's easier to see what we're gonna do. We're gonna lay these out on a piece of wood and have very little waste. So imagine this countertop is your piece of wood, and you're going to interlock them, trace around them, and jigsaw, and then go back to the router table and flush those pieces so they're perfect copies of these 2 pieces. Once we have all the pieces necessary, we're going to break them apart in pairs, go over the router table, and rabbet in edges so they can interlock. Remember, we are going to lose... I just about lost my finger. We are going to lose some material. So at the beginning, when we lay this out, remember that we're rabbeting and we're going to lose some length. So make sure that we leave enough material that when we stick it all together, it's the size and shape we want. But this rabbet is necessary because without it, our pieces will not have a strong bond and they will just break apart. Now we're going to move on a second piece.
Oh, can you imagine if I did that? Oh my god, that'd be even worse.
I definitely almost lost a finger. So keep in mind these rabbet pieces are hard to router. The piece will bite you, but this is what we get in the end. So that's our shape that we wanted with very little waste and a nice strong bond. That rabbet bond with some glue in it is going to be just as strong as the MDF itself. So I just want to take a second to talk about the glue I use. I use Elmer's Pro Bond Max. The reason I use this, it's fast drying. It is waterproof once it's dry. Doesn't mean I would use it in a marine application because I use PVC, so I use PVC glue in those applications or in door panels. But anything made of wood, I do use Pro Bond. It sticks very well. It will actually stick to sanded PVC and other plastics. It actually sticks to mortar, to rock, wood, fiberglass if it's sanded. And what makes this glue a little bit different is it has tiny little micro beads inside of it. And those little tiny beads keep you from over clamping. So if you're nailing your joints, it'll prevent from having too much glue leak out. Also, it's anti-sag. So when you're gluing your vertical seams, all your glue doesn't run down. You don't have to rush to grab that part and throw it together. This will actually stay put vertically very, very well. So Elmer's Pro Bond Max, my favorite glue. I've tested in SPL boxes. We've tested up to 160 decibels in large wall builds, and this glue won't let you down.
Now this sub box, which is going in our project, has a stack fab component to it. These corners, which were made out of this template here, and I have these templates for multiple vehicles, and what this does is this is a very difficult component, and this is a factory matched angle. This round bevel matches perfectly to the Ford seat, and this is a very important part, and this is what makes this box look so special. But without it, without the stack fab ability, we wouldn't be able to produce this piece quickly. We would either need fiberglass or we'd have to cut it and sand it all down. And not only that, but we can build these ahead of time because we have the templates, so that makes it really efficient. But the important thing to note on the sub box is the rest of the sub box is essentially just square cuts that were mostly done on the table saw. And because of that, this box is built quickly. I don't agree with building a full sub box or a full panel out of stack fab if you don't have to. If there's square cuts, right angles, flat pieces, they don't need to be stack fab. That's a huge waste of materials. And when we break down our project into just the important parts that are hard to manufacture, that's where we're going to be efficient. We break it down to the small parts that are hard to build, we stack fab those, and the rest of it we build it like we always have. And then you combine the pieces by having little dados, little cutouts and pieces that make them interlock so you still get a nice strong seam, as you can see in here. So these dado cutouts allow us to put our wood in and have a nice strong seam.
Hey guys, so the takeaway from today, the quick tip that's going to make you more money in that install bay is the stack fab corners. And I have templates made for every single different vehicle. They're quick, they take no room up in the shop. I have one for Chevy, one for Ford, one for Dodge.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
You can have them for all different makes and models, even if you do a certain car or a certain SUV all the time. These little stack fab pieces, you can build anytime. You don't need the car or truck there. So this is all wasted wood. This would have gone in the garbage can. And now this is a $50 part that I've added to my install, and this adds value. And not only that, but you can have this part dressed up, wrapped in vinyl, sitting up front. It's a nice little showpiece. It gives some textile to your sale. The customer can hold and touch something, see the quality work, see how awesome it looks. Everyone loves the way stack fab looks. And these little stack fab inserts allow me to have these removable trim panels, so every one of my boxes doesn't look exactly the same. This allows the customer to personalize without changing the whole box. And the way I design my boxes, I always think ahead so that this dual 12 box could also be a dual 10 ported. And so we can turn that sealed box to a ported box. We can put smaller woofers in it, calculate our airspace. I've left allocation for a port space in here if I want to change it. But this is how you're going to make some money, because you're going to have that Thursday afternoon that's rainy and it's slow. No one's coming in. No one wants to buy car audio in the rain. Unless you're in Seattle, you have to. So this is how you're going to make some money, is that you're going to do this when it's slow. You're not going to watch your YouTube videos. I mean, mine, of course, but not other people's YouTube videos. You're going to just put down that phone, go to the back and make some dust and make some money. You have these corners pre-made and you can bang out a box. The rest of it is just cuts on the table saw. It takes no time, and you can have them for all different makes and models, especially pickup trucks, because they all have these underseat boxes that are a little more complicated. And you can even prefab a whole box, and you can just leave the trim panel to last, and then you've got half a day of finishing work and the customer gets a custom box, rather than a whole day for just the box and then the amp and sub install, because lots of customers don't want to give up their vehicle for 2 full days. So this is a quick tip to make the install bay more efficient, and it costs nothing.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Now you may have noticed that the color of this video, the logo has changed color, and that's to make it easier for you guys to find videos. So that from now on the stack fab videos will be this same color as what's at the beginning and end at this video. So this is so that you guys can scroll through YouTube and find the right video quicker. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. This video was a little bit late. I've been doing a huge build right now, and that's taking up a lot of my free time. But in the future, I will get better at getting these videos more consistent. Thank you so much for all the support. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Remember, at the end of October, we do have our giveaway, so please subscribe. That gets your name automatically in the draw. And if you guys have any wishes for future videos, just leave comments below and I'll try my best to get around to them. What we do have coming up is we have an 8-pillar build. We have boxes 101, sealed versus ported, what's better, and a little bit of how they work. And we also have a great team building video. And I really hope that everyone watches this together. This is for owners, salespeople, managers, and installers. And it's going to be one part of a series that I will be doing on the whole team aspect of running a car auto shop and install fabrication. If you guys need any more information, please inbox me. And thank you so much from me and Beaker. Have a great build.